What up, y'all? Justin Gay, Seeds of Xanadu. This is how we seed sunflower. Now, peep game, man. I was just in there. Well, actually, I wasn't just in there. I was editing my video for this, and it dawned on me I forgot a couple key components. So, as opposed to me trying to rehash the way I look days gone past, I just decided I'm gonna come out here and show you what I forgot, and yeah, on with the video. So, number one. The type of trays that we use are called 10-20 trays. 10-20. 10-20 tray. Our grow medium is a combination of coconut coir as well as peat moss. The seeds that we use are from Mountain Valley, and they are the black oil sunflower. Black seed, and they press them for the oil. Black seed oil. On with the show. What up, y'all? Justin Gay, Seeds of Xanadu, and this is how we seed sunflower. First thing you need to do is soak them for right about an hour. I find that sunflower are pretty much the ones that are like the problem children of the group. So by soaking them, I find that you kind of get a better yield. Well, to soak our seeds, I use a straining system that are made out of two Rubbermaid totes, two 10-gallon Rubbermaid totes. One has holes at the bottom of it and the other one doesn't. If you're gonna be doing any more than 3 pounds, I kind of suggest you do that. It'll save you a lot of time. So next thing you wanna do is rinse them. All right, number 3, disinfecting the seeds. The way we go about disinfecting the seed here is by using food grade hydrogen peroxide along with just plain old white vinegar. You want to use 20 milliliters per every liter of water of both of those in order to make that mixture. And now we're going to soak the seed only for 8 minutes. Actually, yeah, 8 minutes is right about the most I really leave in there. You can go up to 10, but I kind of err on the side of caution because this is pretty, you know, it can be pretty strong and you don't want to burn up your crop. So, you know, kind of play it cool. After that, you're gonna rinse them off really well again, make sure you get all that mixture off of there. And then you're going to soak them overnight. You wanna soak them for 4 hours to maybe 24 hours. That's right about the longest I've ever soaked them. Now I pretty much soak mine right about 12 hours. The next step is to drain. You can actually seed them right now if you want to, or you could wait a little while, especially if you have one of these little straining systems like we do. In fact, I find that by letting them sit in there and kind of dry out a little bit better, they actually sprout and get to a perfect size. See that little white tip that's coming out of there? That's what you want. A little white tip right there. Now the next step, I think is step number 5, but who's keeping count, is to actually seed them. What I normally use is measuring cup, and I use right about 400 milliliters. That's what I find to be the optimal amount of sunflower per tray. So if you're only going to do one tray, you need right about 400 milliliters. Out of this, you should yield normally falling around the 14 to 16 ounce range. You don't want to overseed them. That's the one thing. Actually, you don't want to overseed any microgreen tray. By overseeding them, again, you have the seed and basically the sprout goes down and it lifts the seed. If you have other seeds on top of that, what ends up happening is that those seeds start to get pushed out and their little roots are now getting lifted out of the ground. Now you got a whole molding situation and it's just nasty. So you want to stay away from that. I find right about 400 milliliters of seed per tray. It's right about cool enough. After everything is seeded up, it's time to stack them and put them away. I actually stack them no more than 5 high. Sometimes I'll do right about 6, but really not much more than that. What ends up happening is, even though that sunflower do like a little bit of weight on top of them, if you put too much weight on top of them, especially in the summer, and if you live in a climate like I do, we're in Southern California in a pretty arid, deserty spot, it gets pretty hot. So all that extra pressure pushing against the wet soil kind of becomes like a pressure cooker, and it ends up literally cooking the sunflower. You can actually smell it when you pull it out, and then you got a nasty mess on your hands. So you want to stay away from that. Right about 5 to 6 stacked is pretty cool. If you're only going to be doing like one or 2 trays, you want to make sure that you put, if you can, put another tray. Actually, if you can, just stack them on top of one another, and they get hopefully another tray if you have it around. That's what we use, and then put maybe a brick or just something heavy, a pot filled with water on top of that tray. And what will end up happening is that will start creating enough resistance so that the sunflower seeds are going to have enough contact to the soil. They also like a little bit of resistance, and that's how you can tell if they're done or not. When the sunflower has gotten to the point of where it needs to be pulled out of the stack, it will actually push up the other stacks on top of it. You'll actually see this happen. So in about 2 to 3 days, that's going to happen depending on where you're at. And then that's how you know it's time to put them out and watch them grow. Peace.